Howie Roseman may have just found his next secret weapon on special teams, my friend. An unknown kicker who booted a 70-yard field goal and ran the 40-yard dash in 4.47 seconds caught the attention of more than a dozen NFL teams. And the Philadelphia Eagles were there to see everything with their own eyes. You're going to want to hear this story because it is, simply put, insane. I'm going to tell you everything about who this athlete is, where he came from, what he did at the UTSA Pro Day, and why the Eagles may be seriously thinking about adding him to the Super Bowl champions roster. But first, if you're a die-hard Eagles fan, hit that like button and subscribe right now because draft season is heating up, and we're going to cover every single move Howie Roseman makes right here on this channel. Don't miss a single video. With the 2026 draft approaching, the Philadelphia Eagles' scouting department is in full sweep mode, and no stone will be left unturned. That's exactly where the Eagles separate themselves from so many other NFL teams. While most franchises have their eyes locked on defensive ends, wide receivers, and first-round quarterbacks, Howie Roseman and his staff are flying out to pro days at lesser-known schools, hunting for pieces that nobody else can see. And that's exactly where a situation comes in that literally took over social media after UTSA's pro day on Wednesday. NFL reporter Erie was blunt on X. What happened there was insane and almost nobody was talking about it. The name is Jaffer Murphy, kicker, UTSA, and yes, you're going to want to know this guy. Murphy, who stands 6'1" and weighs 183 pounds, made 12 of his 13 field goal attempts at the pro day, including a 70-yard kick that, according to reports, hit the back of the net. 70 yards. To put that in perspective, the NFL field goal record is 66 yards, set by Justin Tucker in 2021. Murphy is kicking farther than that at a college pro day, in a heavy crosswind. Chuck Miketenak of Fox San Antonio confirmed the details. 12 of 13 makes, including that 70-yard monster, all in a session held under intense crosswind conditions. And to top it all off, he ran the 40-yard dash in 4.5 seconds, with some stopwatches clocking him as fast as 4.47. A kicker who runs like a wide receiver. What planet is this guy from? More than a dozen NFL teams sent representatives to UTSA's pro day. And among the teams in attendance, according to sources cited by Pulley, were the Philadelphia Eagles. Howie Roseman and his staff didn't travel there by accident. When the Eagles show up somewhere, it's because they saw something worth seeing up close. But who is Jaffer Murphy, and where did this guy come from? His story is one of the most unlikely you'll ever hear in the context of American football. Murphy didn't start in football. He was a soccer player, and a good one. Back in high school in Marion, Iowa, he stood out in both soccer and basketball, but soccer was his absolute priority for college. He played at Drake University for 2 seasons, where he was named to the All-Missouri Valley Conference freshman team in 2020. He then moved to Florida Gulf Coast University, also playing soccer. It was after a disappointing season at FGCU that Murphy's life changed forever. He told his mother, Maya, that he wasn't happy with the direction his soccer career was heading, that things hadn't gone the way he'd hoped, and that he wasn't sure what the next step was. And his mother's response was simply, "Do you want to do something crazy?" Murphy said that at first he was confused, but then he said yes, and decided to pursue a career in American football, a sport he had only played in high school without taking it seriously because his focus had always been on soccer. The transition was gradual and impressive. Murphy headed to Lake Erie College, a Division II school in Ohio, where he transformed himself into a standout kicker. In the 2024 season, he made 13 field goals and converted 17 of 17 extra points. He kicked 4 field goals from beyond 50 yards and set the school and conference record with a 60-yard field goal against Kentucky Wesleyan, the longest field goal by any Division II kicker that entire year across all NCAA divisions. Think about what that means. Without having played football seriously for years, this guy went out and broke the entire Division II record with a single kick. After Lake Erie, Murphy went to the University of North Carolina, went through spring football there, and then transferred to UTSA for the 2025 season. At UTSA, he served as a kickoff specialist, and he was dominant at it. He recorded 54 touchbacks on 88 kickoffs, with both numbers ranking second in UTSA's single-season records. Think about it. More than half of his kickoffs resulted in touchbacks, completely eliminating any chance of a return by the opposing team. At the FBS level, Against competitive programs, this guy was simply erasing opponents' return game every single time he touched the ball. Now, why would the Eagles be interested in this? That's the million-dollar question. The current kicker situation in Philadelphia is this. Jake Elliott has been the Eagles' starter since 2017. A two-time Super Bowl champion, an All-Pro, and one of the best field goal kickers in franchise history. At 31 years old, Elliott is still among the very best in the NFL when it comes to precision kicks. But the wear and tear on a kicker who accumulates years of kickoffs, field goals, and extra points is real. And the Eagles know that better than anyone. The idea here, as the analysis suggests, wouldn't be to replace Elliott. It would be something far smarter than that. It would be to use Murphy exclusively as a kickoff specialist. Elliott handles the field goals and extra points, where he's still elite. And Murphy comes in specifically for kickoffs, where his combination of raw power and elite athlete speed creates an absolutely unique profile in the league. It's a trend the NFL has been exploring more and more, the use of two kickers with separate roles. Some teams have already tested this model, and the logic is solid. You preserve your precision kicker's leg for the moments that truly matter and put a specialist in to handle the kickoff duties. And if Murphy can send more than half of his kickoffs into the back of the end zone at the college level, what can he do at the professional level with elite training and a structure like the Eagles? Is Howie Roseman thinking about building the most innovative special teams duo in the entire NFL? Could Murphy, who came from soccer, who went through 5 different colleges throughout his career, who told his mother he wanted to do something crazy with his life, actually have a future on the biggest stage in American sports? What we know is this. The Eagles don't waste visits. When Philly's scouting department shows up at a pro day, it's because they identified something real. And what Murphy put on display on Wednesday went far beyond what anyone expected to see from a Division II kicker turned FBS specialist. 70 yards on a field goal. 12 of 13 makes in a crosswind. The 40 in 4.47 seconds. Those numbers aren't normal for any kicker at any level. Those are freak athlete numbers, and the Eagles absolutely love exactly that kind of profile. Jaffer Murphy's journey is already the script for a movie. The kid from Iowa who played soccer, who went through 5 colleges, who heard his mother say, "Let's do something crazy," and decided to become an American football kicker. And today has more than a dozen NFL teams watching his every move. The next chapter of this story might very well be written with an Eagles logo on the helmet. The question I'll leave with all of you Eagles fans is this. Does it make sense for the Eagles to use a draft pick or an undrafted free agent deal to bring Jaffer Murphy onto the roster? Can you picture this duo with Jake Elliott handling the field goals and Murphy wiping out any opposing return attempt? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think about this move. And if this story got you as fired up as it got me, share this video with that friend who's also an Eagles fan through and through. I'll see you in the next one. Fly, Eagles, fly.